wanna keep it low now. If you wanna go, let's go. Let's wrap it up and hit the road. 'Cause I wanna drive through the summer night. And when we
Morning, everybody. It's a Saturday around here, and Kenya just finished singing the national anthem at the what were you singing at?
At an Albert track meet.
Oh yeah, Albert track meet. So that was pretty cool. There was so many people there, and she did a great job.
Thanks.
So we got home. I just made a phone call to our insurance company to get her officially added to our insurance, because now that she is a official licensed driver, that's the step. By the way, I've heard a lot of horror stories about adding your kids to insurance in terms of like the cost. It actually wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, so that's good.
Because I'm a good driver.
And she's going to help us pay for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she'll do her part. Anyway, so we got her added to insurance. Well, of course, what's the next step? She wants to go drive
By myself.
by herself without
no one else in the car.
This is it. Why is this so important to you?
Because it's no one else in the car but me. And it's so great. Like, I don't know. It's just different. It's
this,
so much better.
Teenage independence desire. I'm sure those of you who've raised teenagers know exactly what this is all about. But so Mom is in the other room having a panic attack right now. And not really. But we just talked with her about all the things that you have to be worried about when you go out on your own and drive and walk through parking lots and all the things. And I'm confident she's going to do great.
Thanks,
but of
Dad.
course, I'm nervous as anything right now. So here you go. So your first mission as a independent driver is to go where?
To go get flowers for my friend who is in a play.
Okay, so good reason. Store's about 10 minutes away. She's gonna do great. Do you have any questions for me before you leave?
I don't think so. I'm
All right.
so excited. I'm gonna be safe though. I
Do
promise.
good. Be safe. Do good. Remember everything we said, and then I'll go give Mom some CPR while you're gone. All right. Bye.
Bye, Dad.
Well, Kenya just left, and I got to thinking about it. You know, I really need to tell my parents that I'm sorry because Kenya is 17 years old, and when I was 16 years old, I wasn't driving yet, but I was flying airplanes. And when I was 16 years old, I really wanted to solo an airplane by myself for the first time, and I did it. And I cannot, in any stretch of my imagination, think of how incredibly stressed out I would be if either one of my kids at that age told me they want to fly an airplane by themselves. I can't even imagine, like, this whole thing of driving, but taking off in an airplane and landing, that is mind-boggling to me. So anyway, sorry, Mom and Dad, that I put you through that stress. Maybe you weren't worried. Maybe you weren't stressed. I was a very good pilot, but boy, that's crazy to think about. We are sitting here and anxiously waiting Kenya's return. I'm sure she'll do fine. I have a lot of confidence in her. Of course, we have the standard parent nerves, but if you've been through something like this, please tell us it's going to be okay. We'll adjust, right? And then I need to go give Jill some more CPR. She's going to panic. Are you ready to do this soon, too?
Yes,
Are you as excited as she was to be able to do this by yourself?
I'm so excited.
He doesn't have to wait as long as she did because he's a little further ahead on the training and everything. So when is your
November or December is when it'll be.
end of December he'll be able to get his license. So
Yeah.
coming right around the corner. Actually, in Colorado, if you decide to pay a little extra and do the driver education course, you can
Yeah.
actually, I think, drive. And you turn 16 soon, so you might
Yeah.
be able to drive this summer even.
That'd be awesome.
We'll see about that.
Drive my truck in the summer. That'd be
Yeah.
nice.
Okay, I think she's home. Hey, you made it.
Hi!
How did it go?
Went really well.
Yeah, tell us
Yeah.
about it.
Pretty boring drive.
Boring is good.
Yeah?
We don't need too much excitement in our drives.
Yeah?
Got some flowers.
I do.
And you got me something, which is really nice of you. She picked me up my favorite beverage, Pellegrino.
Yep.
Tell us about it. What did you talk to yourself at all?
Once.
What did you say?
Said this is all I've ever dreamed of.
What music did you listen to?
Country music, obviously.
Okay.
It was fun being in the car by myself without anybody else talking to me or trying to give me driving pointers.
Did you need any driving pointers though?
No. Nah, I did really good. The drive to the store was pretty chill.
So where are you gonna go next?
Hopefully at a coffee with one of my friends, but
I thought you were gonna say I want to drive to Disney World.
that's a long drive. But yeah, I had a lot of fun.
Congratulations.
Thanks, Dad.
And Mom is still alive. She's doing okay. I've administered CPR 3 or 4 times. And she's glaring at me. Bye.
Good morning, everyone. It is a busy morning here at Camp David. We are actually getting ready to head out the door, and it is just a little bit after 6 a.m. I'm doing a couple of things today. The kids are really busy with their schedules, but one thing I am doing is I'm helping a friend out. She's just had a super busy week this week. Her son is actually graduating this weekend, and we can't wait to celebrate that with him. But she's just been so crazy busy that I'm going to bring her and their family dinner tonight. So before we head out the door, I'm going to get the dinner in the crock pot, and I wanted to share this recipe with you. It is one of my all-time favorite recipes. I love it because you can just put it in the crock pot, get it all in there, and throughout the day it cooks, and at the end you have a really good meal that the family will really enjoy. The recipe is for a roast, and I do it in the crock pot. And the reason why I love this recipe is because of the seasonings and everything and how it cooks all day. The roast beef is super tender and juicy, and you can actually get a couple of meals out of it if you get a little bit bigger roast, depending on the size of your family. But it's a great dinner one night just to have it. I serve it with salad and veggies. Sometimes I do some mashed potatoes. I also serve it with green beans. But the second day, if you get some rolls, or for all of you sourdough people out there, make some sourdough bread rolls, and then go ahead and do French dip sandwiches the second night. So you can actually get 2 meals out of one recipe. All right, I wanted to go over the ingredients for this recipe, so let me show you what all is going to be needed for you to do this roast beef in the crock pot. You will need 1.5 tablespoons onion powder, 1.5 tablespoons dried parsley, 1 tablespoon dried oregano, a 1/4 teaspoon dried thyme, 1 tablespoon garlic salt, 2 teaspoons dried dill weed, 2 teaspoons garlic powder, 2 teaspoons black pepper, and 1/4 teaspoon celery salt. Once you get all of your spices measured out, you're going to put them all in one mixing bowl and just kind of stir them together until they are incorporated evenly throughout. Okay, the main ingredient in this recipe is a chuck roast. So I went ahead and picked one up at the store. This is about 4 pounds. The recipe calls for 3 pounds, but I found this one, I liked it. So this is about 4 pounds. Like I said, sometimes I do double it so I can get 2 meals out of one recipe. So 4-pound chuck roast, and we're going to go ahead and put that in our crock pot, and then we're going to get all the seasonings together. so once you get all your spices put together and you've mixed them really well, you've got a really nice roast beef mix. I love this. It's better than the packet mixes that you can buy at the store. Well, and actually, it would make a really great gift if you want to just make this mix in mason jars and give it to a family and they can use it later on their roast beef. So I've seriously thought about doing that around Christmas time, or even just bringing, if there's somebody who does need a meal but they don't want it cooked right away, just put it in a mason jar. You can put a bow and the recipe on a card on it really quick, and they can make it later on their own. But I love this mix. I've actually made this ahead of time and just kept it in my cabinet, and it's ready to go. So the next step in this recipe is, once you've got all the spices together, we're gonna go ahead and put that on our roast, get the roast in the crock pot. We're gonna add our beef stock, Worcestershire sauce, I hope I said that right, and our garlic cloves, and you're gonna set it on high, depending on your crock pot, but I usually set it on high for anywhere from 7 to 8 hours. And by the end of that cooking time, it is so tender and so juicy, so it should be done by then. All right, so I'm just gonna take my seasoning and start putting it on the roast, and make sure and cover it on all sides. All right, and now I'm gonna add 2 cups of beef broth, and I'm actually doubling this because I got 2 roasts, but we're gonna go ahead and add the 2 cups of beef broth, and then we're gonna add that straight in the crock pot. And like I said, guys, I got 2 roasts because I'm doubling the recipe so my family can have some dinner tonight too. We're just gonna pour that right over. And usually what I do is I'll look and see if the meat is fully covered. If not, I can add some more beef broth or just water until I've got them covered. Next step is to add the Worcestershire sauce and also the garlic, and then you're ready to go ahead and start it cooking in the crock pot. And you're gonna add about 8 cloves of garlic all throughout the sauce. This is what gives it really good flavor. All right, we're gonna just cover that and get this going on high for about 7 hours. And that's what we got. All right, so I've got that all ready. I'm gonna head out the door, go run the errands that we have going on this morning, come back, check on that, and then we're gonna get started on our sides. Okay, I just got back from running errands and I'm getting ready to start on my sides that are gonna go with the roast beef tonight. We're gonna do a garlic mashed potato, and I'm also gonna do a baked green bean recipe as well. All right, so for the baked green beans, I have just taken, it's the green beans that haven't been cut, but I've just taken some frozen green beans, spread them out on a baking sheet lined with foil, and we're gonna melt some coconut oil and pour it over this and toss, and then season them with garlic salt, pink mineral salt, and then nutritional yeast. Once you have them all mixed with the coconut oil, I actually had to use olive oil because I found out I was out of coconut oil. So you can pretty much use the oil of your choice. I do prefer melted coconut oil, and my second choice is always olive oil. But once you have everything mixed and seasoned, we're gonna go ahead and move these into an oven at 375 degrees, and you're gonna let them bake from anywhere from about 35 minutes. And you're gonna, as they're baking, go ahead and stir them throughout the baking process so they get nice and cooked. You want them to kind of start to crisp up just a little bit, but not very much. All right, now that I have my green beans in the oven, I'm just gonna go ahead and cook my potatoes. Once they are fork tender and they've been boiling for a while, I will go ahead and drain the water off of those potatoes and mash them. And then we will be all ready to pack everything up and take dinner to my friend. they cooked at 375 for about 35 minutes, and they are perfect. They are exactly how I want them to be. So they are done. Our mashed potatoes are done. All that we need to do now is take the roast out of the crock pot and package everything up, and we're gonna deliver dinner. I have everything all packed up and ready to go. We're just gonna put some tin foil on the top of these with lids and get it in the car. I have everything all packed and ready to go, so I am headed out the door to go deliver dinner to my friend. I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe today, and thanks for coming along. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.